Hey there folks, got another flashlight review for you guys. It's going to be an overview on the ThruNite TC20 3800 Lumen flashlight. Now this flashlight, as opposed to the last flash review I did from ThruNite, is a flood type flashlight. So a flood type flashlight, just to rehash it, is something that you would use for more everyday use for the home. Flood flashlights usually light up an area nicer, brighter, like a campsite. Boom, you want to see everything. You want to light up everything in the path. Boom, lights it up. Or in the basement, right? You're not particularly targeting or zooming in on a particular object like a thrower, which is more like a high beam focus, right? This one is probably what you would say is a more traditional flashlight, where you hit it and it lights up the area nicely so you can do your work if you're a mechanic or just if you're looking for something, right? Whereas as opposed to the thrower, which throws the beam at a high focus at a target area. Let's just take a quick look at it. Again, this is the ThruNite TC20. Typical features with the ThruNite: it's got the charging port right here, where, let me open it up, where you can charge it basically on your computer. It comes with the cord, the USB to this port to charge it up. As it just charges, it didn't take that long at all. It took about, I want to say 20 minutes. So full charge. It goes from the button actually access the charging light. Also, it goes from red to blue when it's fully charged. Nice design on it. Again, it's got an aluminum barrel, hard anodized so that it's scratch resistant. It's got these vents to help cool the bulb area, so it won't be too hot to the touch at all, actually. The battery compartment's right here, comes right out. And the battery is, what is this thing? A 26650 3 volt. Just pop it in, nice. Talk about the specs. So it has a high mode of turbo, which is 3800 lumens for 130 minutes, a high mode of 1800 lumens, a medium mode of 320 lumens, a low mode of 38 lumens, and a Firefly, which is 0.5 lumens, so if you want to read in your campsite, and a Strobe for emergencies, which is 2280 lumens. The big difference between floodlights and thrower lights is that the floodlights typically are brighter. Again, this comes in at 3800 lumens at turbo, where the thrower that I reviewed last at turbo is at 1700 lumens. It's funny, the design though, right? You think it would, that a flood flashlight would have a bigger head, and this would, you know, as a novice, I would think that this would be the thrower because it's got the small head, and this would be more like a flood because it's got a wider head. Big difference again is that on this flood type flashlight, the reflector, as you can see, it's like a nice orange peel, which is probably my favorite finish on most of my knives. A nice orange peel. So what that does is the orange peel allows for a beam that is smooth and evenly distributed. And typically it has a hot spot. Let me see if I can put it on. So this is turbo. It has a memory mode, so my last mode was turbo. So with this orange peel reflector, typically for most floodlights, it's got the hot spot, which is the brightest area on the light, and then it's got this corona, which is the diminishing area. Probably this also, and then the spill, which you can't really see out here. It was just spill. I will do a test outdoors so you can see the difference. Of course, you can't see how it just basically gives a nice even distribution of light with this flood type flashlight. But you can see the difference. Again, it's the orange peel that does that. Very nice finish on it. So the corona becomes more prominent because the surface, the reflector surface, is orange peel like this, has typically a rougher texture or a heavy texture, whereas the thrower has a nice mirror-like smooth reflector, which allows for a nice tighter beam again, right? So you can see the difference in size there. Isn't that funny? You would think this was the flood. So yeah, it's orange peel and mirror-like. I'll test both later and show you guys. Comparison size-wise. So you might not be able to throw this in your pocket because of the gigantic headlamp, but this one, although it is still thicker, you might still be able to throw this in your pocket or in your EDC bag. You see a little bit of style on the thrower, a little more traditional knurling on this TC20. I love that ThruNite maintains the same modes, so they're fast becoming my favorite flashlight. This should show you really quick, and I'll do it more when I go outdoors. This is a turbo again, and you want to cycle, you just got to hold down the button over there and just keep cycling from low to medium to high. All right. If you double click it, it goes to turbo. Double click it again. Oh my God! Oh, you guys all right? You double click it again, and it gives the strobe for emergencies. And if you hold the button down, let me see if I can kill the light. If you hold the button down a couple of seconds, you might not even be able to see that. Let me turn off the other light. It gives you the firefly. So when you're late at night and you want to read something, I don't know why I'm whispering, you get the firefly. All right. And then again, you can just hold it down and cycle through the process. Double click it for the turbo. Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Single click button. Doesn't have a button on the bottom. It does stand up nicely. So yeah, I'm going to take this outside now and do a comparison between the thrower and the TC20. All right, guys, stand by. All right, guys. So I'm going to do the test on the flashlights right now. First, I'm going to show you guys the thrower. Hopefully this captures. All right. So you can see, nice straight beam, like a lightsaber. Star Wars. This is a turbo. You can see how far it throws out that beam. All right. And if you're interested, I'll put the link for the last video I did on this. Looks pretty cool with the rain on it. Now, break out the TC20. So this one's more of a flood type flashlight. This is powerful, folks. As you can see, it what a difference. It just floods up the whole roof. Look how powerful and bright that beam is. It's just ridiculous. Let's do contrast. So here's the flood and a thrower. And you can see how you would have to specifically have different tasks to utilize each flashlight. They both have their purposes. Just thought that was pretty cool. Here's the strobe. And the strobe on the thrower. You can see it still has a direct beam, even though it's strobing. This also has a beam, but it's not as direct. Crazy. All right, folks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. Put your comments below. Peace.